A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini unfolds against the backdrop of a nation grappling with decades of turmoil. Afghanistan, once a land of ancient traditions and vibrant culture, finds itself caught in the throes of political upheaval and war. From the relative stability of the 1960s to the brutal reign of the Taliban in the late 20th century, the novel paints a vivid portrait of a country struggling to define its identity amidst the chaos. This tumultuous period forms the backdrop against which the lives of two extraordinary women, Mariam and Laila, are interwoven. Their stories, though separated by a generation, are bound by the shared experiences of love, loss, and resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity. The novel opens in a time when Afghanistan is on the cusp of change. The winds of modernization are sweeping through its cities, challenging age-old customs and traditions. Yet, beneath the veneer of progress, a deep-seated conservatism prevails, particularly in its treatment of women. Their lives are largely confined to the domestic sphere, their destinies often dictated by patriarchal norms. This societal context is crucial to understanding the challenges that both Mariam and Laila will face as they come of age in a society resistant to change. Hosseini masterfully captures the complexities of Afghan society during this period, highlighting the stark contrasts between tradition and modernity, progress and oppression, hope and despair. Mariam, born out of wedlock to a wealthy businessman, Jalil, and his former housekeeper Nana, grows up on the outskirts of Herat, haunted by her illegitimate status. Nana, consumed by bitterness and resentment, instills in Mariam a sense of shame and unworthiness. The stigma of being a harami, a bastard, casts a long shadow over Mariam's life, shaping her self-perception and her interactions with the world. She yearns for her father's love and acceptance, clinging to their weekly visits as a beacon of hope in her otherwise bleak existence. However, Jalil's affection, though genuine, is ultimately conditional, limited by his fear of societal judgment and his desire to protect his reputation. Mariam's early life is marked by a profound sense of loneliness and isolation. Her only solace is her unwavering belief in the love of her father, a belief that is shattered when she is married off to Rashid, a much older shoemaker in Kabul, at the tender age of 15. This act of betrayal by her father marks a turning point in Mariam's life, forcing her to confront the harsh realities of her existence and the limitations imposed upon her as a woman in Afghan society. Mariam's marriage to Rashid is devoid of love, respect, or compassion. Rashid, a man steeped in traditional beliefs and driven by a need for control, views Mariam as a possession, someone to be molded to his will and fulfill his desires. Mariam's initial attempts to please him and earn his affection are met with indifference and later with cruelty. Her inability to conceive a child further fuels Rashid's anger and resentment, leading to years of physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. Despite the hardships she endures, Mariam exhibits remarkable resilience. She finds solace in her daily routines, in the simple act of tending to her home, and in her unwavering faith. However, her spirit remains broken, her sense of self-worth eroded by years of systematic abuse. She gradually resigns herself to a life of quiet desperation, accepting her fate as an unfortunate reality from which there is no escape. Section 4. A Childhood Interrupted. Layla's early life in Kabul. Layla's story stands in stark contrast to Mariam's early life. Growing up in a middle-class neighborhood in Kabul, Layla enjoys a privileged upbringing, surrounded by the love and support of her parents and her childhood sweetheart Tariq. Her father, a progressive teacher, instills in her a love for learning and a belief in the power of education, particularly for girls. He encourages her dreams of a brighter future, urging her to break free from the constraints of tradition and pursue her passions. However, the outbreak of the Afghan-Soviet War shatters Layla's idyllic world. The relentless bombing campaigns and escalating violence transform Kabul from a vibrant city into a battle-scarred wasteland. Layla's life, once filled with the promise of a bright future, is irrevocably altered as she witnesses firsthand the devastating consequences of war and the fragility of human existence. Section 5. Love and Loss in a Time of War. Laila, Tariq, and the Soviet Threat. As the war rages on, Layla's life becomes increasingly intertwined with that of Tariq, her childhood friend and confidant. Their bond, forged in the crucible of conflict, deepens into a love that offers solace and strength amidst the chaos. Tariq, who lost his leg to a landmine as a child, embodies resilience and determination. He becomes Layla's rock, her protector, and the embodiment of hope for a future beyond the devastation of war. However, their love story takes a tragic turn when Layla's parents are killed in a rocket attack on their home, leaving her orphaned and alone. This devastating loss marks a turning point in Layla's life, stripping away her innocence and forcing her to confront the harsh realities of war-torn Afghanistan.